I'm gonna try do this in one take because it is currently 9:20 and I want to go to bed and I want to have this edited by Monday, which is tomorrow because we don't have school. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video I'm going to be talking about the LeavingCert, and basically I'm just going to be discussing a few study tips for the LeavingCert and just how you can survive it. Without further ado, I will go into the video. First of all, I'm aware that everyone is different, so I'm trying my best to generalize the things I'm going to tell you, generalize the way that you can study, and just because I know that everyone learns in a different way. So I'm not trying to say, oh, you have to make notes, because I know that some people cannot learn from notes. Some people just aren't visual learners, so I will try to keep that in mind. And if you see me looking this way, it's because my phone is there and I have the little it's like a plan for this video, so I don't go off track as I sometimes do. First of all, the most important thing in my opinion is to practice exam questions. Exam questions are the key, because in the exam in 4 weeks time you're going to be looking at an exam paper with the exact questions that are on the questions that you practiced. Especially if you feel that you are running out of time, if you feel that you don't really have enough time to actually look through the book and make a few notes, definitely do the exam questions. What I usually do, and the teachers usually give us exam questions as homework, I like to do the homework and do it really well, do a lot of research before I write anything down, and then I learn the answers that I have written for that specific question, because in the LeavingCert the questions tend to repeat themselves a lot, and obviously they're not going to be worded in the exact same way because that would be too easy, and the Irish education system does not want it to be easy. So you have to learn to recognize what questions are worded differently but basically are looking for the same thing. So definitely when you're doing exam questions, and if your teacher is giving you homework from exam papers, learn the answers that you write. And in my opinion, that is almost the most effective way to study for the LeavingCert, because you're going to be asked almost the exact you're going to be asked the exact same questions in the real thing. So that is my first tip. Also, the exam questions would be really good for cramming, but I wouldn't recommend cramming. But just if you're doing stuff maybe a week before and you are panicking, then definitely do exam questions. So the second tip would be to and this is specifically for biology and chemistry. So if you struggle with, let's say, experiments, understanding them in the science subjects, or even just calculations, or some questions are worded in which you actually have to think about it. You can't just, I hate this word, my Irish teacher always says it, but you can't just regurgitate it from your brain. Then I would recommend learning the definitions, definitely for chemistry and biology anyway. I don't know about physics, but for chemistry and biology I'm pretty sure that the definitions are 20% of the exam in every year, so I would definitely invest learning them. I know there's a lot of them, but if you find yourself in difficulty of the calculations and you feel that you are running out of time, because that's how I feel right now, I feel like I left things way too late, but these things have definitely helped me in the past 3 weeks. Definitely invest your time in definitions. Just keep going over them, go through exam papers, just keep practicing. So if you put a lot of time into definitions, you will get 20%. What was the other thing? I was listening to this podcast. Our biology teacher made us listen to it, but basically it was saying for the biology exam. So wait, what was I forgot what I was going to say. See, this is what you get when you're like me. I just forgot, like my mind just went blank. Damn it, I can't remember what I was going to say. I was listening to a podcast and okay, it was probably bullshit. I'm just gonna move on. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is English. So in English the paper is split in two, but a lot of students, almost every student, runs out of time, and that is one thing that teachers fail to help us practice. I don't think they really concentrate on the timing, some of them anyway. I don't want to offend any English teachers, but moving on, I would recommend when you're doing your homework for English to time yourself. So just say if you're doing an English essay about Seamus Heaney or something, his poetry. First of all, plan your answer. And this is hypothetically, like if your teacher gave you a question for homework, and then for paragraph 1, which is the intro, you write something like Heaney explores personal life and he portrays a very artistic view of something something blah blah blah. I would time yourself when writing that, so give yourself maybe 5 minutes to write the intro, have an idea in your head, and then stop, plan for the next paragraph, and then set your timer again for maybe 7 minutes or so, and then write it out. Stop and so, and keep doing it until the concluding paragraph. And as you're doing this, this will help your brain to acknowledge that you have to do this amount of writing in this amount of time. And if you keep practicing this, then for the real exam, your brain will be so used to it that you will find it easier to write your answers under pressure. Obviously, you're going to be very nervous on the day, but I think it will make life so much easier, and it literally does not take any extra time. You're just literally setting your timer. I'm a firm believer that homework is a key to help you study, do you know? I think the idea of studying, a lot of students think sitting down, opening your book, writing notes, and just solely focusing on the words on the page and stuff. But I genuinely think studying, it's the homework that we get every night. Studying is your way of using that homework to help you retain the information. I don't really think studying should be solely opening your book and making notes. I think there's so many other effective ways, and yeah. So the next thing is okay, there's a cat like meow. Anyway, the next, oh my god, 2 seconds. Okay, apologies. There's like a cat meowing outside, so just ignore that. I find it really hard to ignore. Anyway, the next thing is there's this thing called active learning. So basically, when you're reading through a topic, when you're studying and a definition comes up, so for example, ecology. Ecology is the study of living things and their interactions with each other and the environment. Oh my god, I'm such a nerd, like actually. Anyway, so you learn off that definition, and then obviously in the chapter of ecology, there's going to be something mentioned about that keyword. So when you come across that keyword, recite what you've just learned. This is a form of active learning, so it's like you're learning as you go, if that makes sense. So you're continuously improving your long-term memory by reciting what you've just learned while learning other things. And this is really efficient because it saves time, energy and effort for later on in the line, because you don't have to go back to that definition later on near the exam because it's already in here because you active learned it. That was really bad grammar, but anyway. Actually no, it's not called active learning, I think it's called active recall. I don't really know, but it does save a lot of effort. Next thing I would say would be blurting. This is actually a technique that I learned from Unjaded Jade, who is this other YouTuber, and I will link her channel down below. But basically blurting is getting a sheet of paper. Well, actually, first thing you read through the topic and then you study it, basically do exam questions on it. You close your book, maybe go away for about an hour or move on to a different subject, and then come back, get a sheet of paper and write everything you can recall about that topic on a page. So you're blurting it basically. It does take a lot of effort, but it's so good for your long-term memory, and it doesn't have to be neat or tidy. Literally just write anything in bullet points or wherever. You can scatter it on the page. It's just so good because, oh my god, I'm going to use this word again. It makes you regurgitate. I'm going to try I need to find another word instead of that, but it makes you basically recite everything that you've learnt, because in an exam situation, like, you're basically blurting. You're asked a question, you have to find it in your brain. So if you practice it at home by doing this technique, then your brain will be used to trying to recall the information that's way back there. And yeah, I just think it's really good for a long-term memory. So I'm still quite new to doing these chit-chatty videos, so apologies if my message didn't really sound that clear. But what I would say is that the most important thing is to study smart, study efficient, and well, you can study hard as well, but honestly, if you're like me and you want to save time and effort, study smart, do your exam questions, active recall, do the homework, because it really does help. Do the blurting thing on the page, and if there's any other techniques that you know of, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, a lot has changed in the past 15 years with regards to the Irish education system anyway. There's so many backdoors, guys. Your opportunities are more or less unlimited, I think. Obviously that doesn't mean don't go after your first choice in the CAO. Always aim high, aim for your dreams, but just don't panic and don't treat the LeavingCert like it's the end of the world, because in the bigger picture there's so many things in life. Just please, this is just 1 year of your life. Do not let it take over your mental well-being. Also, I think a lot of people, well, from what I've heard, a lot of people think that they left studying too late and now they're in extreme panic mode. It's not too late, guys. It's never too late, ever. Don't ever think that it's too late to do anything, because you're still alive, you're still healthy, you know, you're in school, you have this opportunity. It's not too late. It's better to start now than never. I know it's so cliche, but just do not let the guilt of feeling as if it's too late stop you from actually starting, because that's just non-efficient and that is not what we're about. You have to realize that you still have a chance. You've come this far and it's only a few more weeks, guys, and I believe that you can do it. That sounds extremely cliche as well, but honestly, anyone can do it. Look at the people who passed the LeavingCert who are older than us. I mean, what makes you different from the people who have done the LeavingCert, you know? You can get through this. They all have, and we can too. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it motivated you in some way, and I hope that it made you a tiny bit less stressed. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And just to let you know, I won't be posting until June, mid-June or something, because the LeavingCert, I know I said to not let it take over, but I think YouTube would maybe have a big impact, so I'm gonna have to give it up for a few weeks. Well, maybe like 6 weeks, I think, I don't know. But yeah, I will definitely see you again in the summer, and I have so much planned, so I cannot wait. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, oh my god, this is gonna be so cool. This is my first time saying this. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Oh, how do I do this? That looks weird. Okay, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, and share it with any of your friends who you think is overstressing about the LeavingCert. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching.